The NBA free agency is one of my favorite times of the year. This is absolutely nuts. I cannot believe we're actually sitting here talking about how Russell Westbrook just got traded for John Wall. This is absolutely unbelievable to me. But before we get into today's video, yo, what is up guys? It's your boy, and I'm back here giving y'all another banger. So since I'm giving y'all another banger, if y'all could go ahead and drop a like on this video, it'd be much appreciated, and subscribe if you haven't already. But without further ado, let's get into today's video, which is going to be talking about this absolute Woj bomb, which is Russell Westbrook was traded for John Wall. Now, in terms of contracts, they matched up perfectly, and so it does make sense from that standpoint. But if I'm being completely honest, when I thought Russell Westbrook wanted out, there were only two places that I truly thought that he would end up. And that is the New York Knicks and the Charlotte Hornets. The New York Knicks just because they want a star there just to make them relevant because they haven't been relevant for a very long time. And second, the Hornets just because of Michael Jordan, and he wants to protect Russell Westbrook because he is part of his brand and he wants to make Russell Westbrook still look good. But this is absolutely crazy. I'm not too sure if this made the Rockets better. I don't know why, because when you think about it, Russell Westbrook is an MVP caliber player, and you replaced him with somebody who's coming off a bad injury and hasn't played basketball in well over 2 seasons. So you don't even know what exactly John Wall is going to be. Now, I want to make this clear. I'm not saying it can't work, because it can. We still have to see what John Wall can do. He can prove everyone wrong and still prove that he is what he is. But for a player who relies mostly on their athleticism, you're taking a very big gamble to say that he will be able to come back and still be that same exact player that he was pre-injury. And honestly, this kind of changes the whole thing, because I thought that John Wall and Bradley Beal had a great connection. I thought that they were best friends. That's what everyone in the media was saying. That's why Bradley Beal wanted to stay, because he wanted to run it back with John Wall, who would be coming back. But now that this is happening, all other things are off the table. I wouldn't be surprised if Bradley Beal demands a trade or if he wants to leave now. Because when you think about it, John Wall and Bradley Beal, that was their duo. That's who was his running mate. So for the fact that the Wizards actually traded him, I'm not too sure about how Bradley Beal feels about it. We have to see if Bradley Beal even knew about it before he got traded. Maybe Bradley Beal is going to find out just like the rest of us did, but this is absolutely bonkers. I cannot believe that John Wall has actually left the Washington Wizards. Now, seeing a pairing of Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal, I'm not saying it can't work, because that would still be a dynamic duo. Those are two great players, and that would be a great backcourt. But how they mesh and how the chemistry between those two works if Bradley Beal were to stay is going to be needed to see. Because that's a very big question mark, because we don't even know how they would work, how that system would work, and what type of team they would be. Now, the Wizards will absolutely make the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. Russell Westbrook by himself was able to bring the OKC to the 6th seed in the West. So I have no absolutely doubt that Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal will be able to make the playoffs and make a push. Now, how far they go, that is going to be seen. The Eastern Conference has gotten better, so I'm not sure they're going to make a deep playoff run, but this is just absolutely crazy. I'm still in shock. I can't believe this is going on. And I believe that the Washington Wizards can creep up, and they could possibly make a top 6 seed in the Eastern Conference next season. For me, it's also going to be interesting to see how James Harden thinks about this whole situation as well, because people have speculated that James Harden wants to leave. There was even a point where James Harden did request a trade. I do think that James Harden is going to be playing at least another season in Houston. I think there's no real trade that anyone can offer that would be worth a James Harden level player, and I think the Houston Rockets know that, and they know that they have all the leverage because they have him under contract. So how John Wall and James Harden are going to function in Houston is going to need to be seen. And it's not to say that the Houston Rockets haven't made moves. They did sign DeMarcus Cousins, so it's not like the Houston Rockets aren't also trying to improve as they are going, because they are. But to see them trade Russell Westbrook for John Wall, we do have many question marks around John Wall. So like I said, we have to see how he comes back from injury, what he's able to do. But this is just one of those game-changing type of trades. It completely changes how you view the NBA. It's not to say that necessarily the Wizards or the Houston Rockets are now threats in their respective conferences, but it is one of those moves that is shocking that you just can't believe. Now, only time will tell if a trade for John Wall will be enough to keep James Harden satisfied. I doubt it, but they are giving James Harden another star to play with, so he can now play with somebody else. And at this point, the Houston Rockets have truly tried everything they needed to. They've traded, they've had Chris Paul, they've had Russell Westbrook, and now they have John Wall. They are trying everything to make James Harden happy. If he's still not happy, I guess they can trade him and they will get something back for him. But I do believe that this is one of those moves where you look at it and it's like the Houston Rockets are trying everything they can do to keep James Harden happy. Now, for the sake of the Houston Rockets, I do hope it works out. And for the sake of the Wizards, I do hope it works out and both teams can walk around and say, hey, we both walked away with a great trade. But only time will tell. But this is going to be one of those trades that you're going to be looking forward to. And I'm now going to be looking at how the Houston Rockets and Washington Wizards operate now with their completely new point guard swaps. Let me know down in the comment section below if you think that this was a good trade or a bad trade. You can really argue either point, but go ahead and let me know which way you are leaning when it comes to is this a good trade or a bad trade. But without further ado, guys, that's all I had for you guys today. This was a bombshell of a trade that just came out. I'm very happy about this trade. It makes me so happy because this is one of those things that you talk about in NBA free agency that just completely changes everything. But without further ado, guys, that's all I really have for you today. Go check out my other video that I just uploaded around 2 hours ago. It's about LiAngelo Ball. If you like basketball, you would love this channel, so go check out my other videos. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much, and I am out. Peace.